How do you pick where you travel to? Is it a trend? Is it because it's famous? Or something else pulling you to a new place? Hi, my name's Leighton, and one of the biggest goals in my life is to maximize travel. So far, I've been to 20 countries, and I'm hoping to keep that number rising. But in a world where it seems like every country has a reason to visit, how can you pick where to go? Today, I wanted to break down where I'm going next and how I landed on those places, and hopefully I can help you pick your ideal travel destination too. In order to understand my current picks, I should probably explain where my wanderlust even came from. Over COVID, I started playing geography games because I realized I didn't have a very good grasp of the world. What I quickly learned was there was a bunch of countries I knew nothing about. Sao Tome and Principe, Suriname, Turkmenistan. What even are these places? So, one by one, I'd look up these countries that I knew nothing about, learn a little about them, be fascinated by them, maybe even watch a Geography Now video on them. Here's my first tip for picking a travel destination. You don't know what you don't know. And if you let your understanding of the world be dictated by luck and trends, you'll never find the places that truly speak to you. I'm not saying you have to be a nerd about it like me and play Cetera geography games all day, but make an effort to learn about the less known places. All right, now that's out of the way, let's do a simple exercise to get you a narrow pool of countries to pick from. Step 1. Make a list of countries that sound interesting to you. Doesn't matter why. Could be you like the food. Maybe you saw a movie from there. Maybe you just think the name is cool. Could be completely arbitrary. Just write them down. Next, look up a few things about each of these countries. Just look up things to do in blank. Pull up a city walker vlog on YouTube. See if the vibes seem right. You can be as in-depth as you want here, but really this is just preliminary research to see if you actually have an interest in this place. Now, for each of these places that you do this for, write a few things down that really stand out to you. What excites you about this place? By now, you should have a few clear frontrunners. But step 2 is thinking about logistics. How easy is it for you to get there? What's the cost? Can you even get there with your visa requirements? Oh yeah, probably also a good idea to look up the political state of a country before you go. By the time you're done with this exercise, you should have a pretty decent short list. Countries that fall within your budget range, that excite you, that are easy to get to, whatever you're willing to do, whatever you're looking for. Food that sounds good, culture sounds interesting, maybe some cool history. So, what's on my list? No particular order, Chile. Chile is really unique. It has the highest literacy rate in South America. It has beautiful beaches, amazing surfing, and some of the craziest hiking in the world. Those are all the reasons I found with not that much research on why Chile sounds really awesome. Now, add in just kind of the general background that I've built up over the years about, say, the Atacama Desert or some of the fascinating history with authors like Pablo Neruda who are from there. I mean, what excites me the most is definitely the treks in Patagonia. That's where my eyes are set for a trip, but I'll definitely make sure to spend time in Santiago when I go. All right, number 2, Malaysia. Specifically Penang. Food. Food is a big one here. Malaysian food seems amazing. Now, I've never had any Malaysian food, but one Anthony Bourdain episode was plenty to steer me in that direction. Malaysia seems really unique in Southeast Asia, as it hasn't gotten super popular yet in the same way that Vietnam or especially Thailand has, but it sits at a very interesting crossroads between the islands of Indonesia, Southeast Asia proper, Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, and places like Myanmar and even India. So I'd imagine it's a pretty interesting mix there, so I'm excited to see that one day. Number 3, Kyrgyzstan. Kyrgyzstan is a country that's been near the top of my list for a long time now. It's just hard to get to, so it keeps getting pushed further down the line. But I have good reasons for going. It looks insanely beautiful. I just want to spend forever in these mountains every time I look at pictures of it. I can imagine horseback riding on a multi-day trek, staying in yurts overnight, eating crazy foods I've never heard of before. Sounds incredible. I will say I'm a little bit torn. I probably will end up eating horse meat if I go on that trip, but you gotta do what you gotta do, and I will try any new food in a place I visit. Not to mention the post-Soviet nature of the country. I think spending time in Bishkek, its capital, would be super interesting. Commie block style apartments and very brutalist looking architecture, but it's surrounded by gorgeous mountains and lakes, so it has this really interesting contrast. I cannot wait to see it one day. All right, for the number 4 spot on my list, I'm actually putting the place I'm traveling to next, Albania. So I'm actually doing a full Balkans trip, but Albania specifically is the country that's at the top of the list for me. There's a few reasons why. One is the super interesting mixed culture there, of Ottoman influence as well as European influence. That combination has led to mosques and churches existing on the same street and bunkers dotted across the country from the Soviet era, and all sorts of other cool stuff that really only exists in Albania. So I cannot wait to check that out. The other half of Albania, which you might notice is a theme with me, is I love mountains. And oh my God, does Albania seem like it has some beautiful mountains. I cannot wait to do the trek from Albania to Kosovo along the Albanian Alps. I think it's gonna be one of the most beautiful places I've ever been, and I've been some pretty beautiful places. So stay tuned for that. Finally, I have China. Not just anywhere in China, I specifically am interested in seeing Sichuan. One huge reason why is because of the food. I cannot get enough of Sichuan food. The peppercorns that numb your mouth a little bit, real Sichuan food, not like Americanized Chinese buffet. This is a story for another day, but I used to think I didn't like Chinese food that much because of the American-Chinese fusion. Now, there are some good Chinese-American restaurants out there, but the real deal Chinese food is on another level. It's one of the best cuisines in the world, if not the best. So I cannot wait for the day I get to have that in China. Also, Chinese culture is something that I just cannot seem to understand at all. Chinese is actually the next language I want to learn also, so there's all these factors that make me really drawn to this place. I think it's so fascinating with such a rich, deep history. I think Anthony Bourdain said something like, you can spend a lifetime trying to understand China and you won't even scratch the surface, and I have to believe that's true. So I think just scratching the surface will be an extremely interesting experience for me. Hopefully that list gave you some motivation as well as some ideas for your own travels. Either way, I'm excited to see where you guys end up traveling to. Please let me know. And I will be making a vlog of my travels of the Balkans here very shortly. This was kind of just a low stakes first video. I've been working on a few bigger projects that required a little bit more scripting, and I just didn't feel good about any of them yet. So I wanted to put something out that I could do fairly quickly and I could feel okay with releasing that wasn't too serious. So hopefully this was enjoyable enough for at least for a few people to watch. This is my first video, kind of. I've made some in the past, but most of them are gone now. And I hope some of you guys subscribe. All right, see you in the next one.